Here we go, here we go. 51-27. Sun Dolls enjoying the contest. I hope you are enjoying it too here on Catch 47, Tampa Bay Sports Television Game of the Week. Eric Keaton alongside Amanda Miller. Our participants, the Blazers from the University of Alabama-Birmingham and from the University of South Florida. You know them as the Bulls, on their way to a 19-9 record, winning their 5th game in a row. But am I speaking too soon at the 7:41 mark? We'll find out after the Blazers if they can get hot.
And on a completely unrelated to basketball note, last week in Birmingham, not so great weather, 55 and rainy, and we've returned the favor here in Tampa today.
I'm sure most teams look forward to visiting USF, not just for playing basketball, whether it's the men's game or the women's game, but also the weather.
That's right.
Get a little break. I know our last contest, it was against St. Louis, and their head coach was mentioning that's what they wanted. The weather didn't agree either.
Exactly. Maybe it's just the Catch 47 broadcast days.
Dixon checks out of the ball game with 34 points. She'll get a break. She hasn't had many breaks. Chichi Opalake goes around the other side, finds an opening, and Anidra Gilmore almost had a defensive takeaway as the Tampa native gets on the board.
It was Chichi Opalake at the other end on this previous possession that originally knocked the ball away from the Blazers and caused that last turnover.
Now she's battling Dominique Moore down there. Loose basketball, Moore taps it, but taps it to a USF Bull. Gilmore gets the outlet. She'll take it herself. Feeds it to Tanksley, her senior teammate. Monike's open. Here's a steal. But it's a steal by McFadden and the Blazers. Easy layup.
Crystal McFadden.
Monike practically telegraphed that pass to Alana Tanksley, and McFadden did a great job of jumping into the passing lane to pick it off.
That's it.
Foul number 0.
Big collision.
Dominique Moore, her
Tanksley
second.
going to the hoop here.
16 foul.
Just bumped by Dominique Moore. So Tanksley will get a shot from the line.
Usually see that kind of play on the ice. Well, of course, you don't see any plays on the ice now. A little hip check.
Yeah, unless you're watching AHL. But on the upside, I guess the Tampa Bay Lightning will be defending champions for another year.
Keep holding on to the trophy. I don't know what anybody's complaining about. They could say we won it back-to-back.
That's right. Where's Stanley Cup now, huh?
They'll probably take it on another tour. The women's basketball team would love to talk about a championship. Anything's possible in the Conference USA tournament. Monike trying to get a steal. She does have it. Oh, no, they'll say she stepped out of bounds. She just kind of laughed it off. Looked good on camera, though.
That's right. Monike, a very upbeat young lady. And you'll see here, she gets a hand on the pass intended for Ballou, but steps out of bounds as she has possession of the basketball.
And she was holding up in her hands, kind of like the Statue of Liberty play. 3 seconds left. The Bulls commit a foul. 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
Foul number 23.
That's something that they'll have to be reminded of once they get into tournament action. You usually, when you're playing that good a defense, you don't want to have a foul. And with that shot clock dwindling down.
One of my first conversations with Coach Fernandez prior to this season was about what his expectations were for this team, and he said, we think we can win a conference championship. Now, a lot of people hearing that just thought, you know, that's just a coach talking, trying to motivate his team, but this is a team that can play with any team in Conference USA, and as anybody knows that watches women's basketball day in and day out, upsets happen. DePaul has lost this season, and it's going to be a wide open conference tournament.
Well, at DePaul, they only lost by 8, and they are the team ranked nationally right now, closing in on the top 10 out of Conference USA.
They lost by 8, but that was a game that they did not have Anidra Gilmore. She had sprained her ankle in practice the day before, and both Azria Parsons and Shanae Early had both left the game with injuries. So the Bulls were down to 6 players and still only lost by 8 to the 12th ranked team in the country.
Shot clock violation, as Monike had no choice but to throw it up from far in the right wing. Approaching the 5-minute mark left in the contest. It has been all USF. You can see the turnovers, doubling them up.
Crystal McFadden.
And when UAB has turned it over, it's turned into points for the Bulls.
McFadden with a nice little jumper from the lane. Keeping the Blazers' hopes up, but with less than 5 minutes left here and a more than 20-point deficit, it's not looking good for UAB.
Beverly Roberts says to Anidra Gilmore, too many steps. As both seniors out on the floor, take another look.
Alana Tanksley gives it to Anidra Gilmore, but does a little stutter step before she starts her dribble and called for the travel.
It's a good call. Another whistle. This one down low. It's going to be a foul on Tanksley.
Alana Tanksley, her third.
Tanksley just
16 foul.
bumped her off of her line.
And one more and UAB will be in the bonus. It's McFadden for three. Rebound will be controlled. And a jump ball called. It will be Blazers basketball. That's where the arrow is pointing. As Munneke ties up one of the Blazers, trying to retrieve it for her team.
Munneke looked like she was going to pick Katie Ballou up and swing her around there. Munneke, a very strong forward for the Bulls.
McFadden fouled, and she'll go to the line and shoot two. As Tanksley picks up number 4.
You see here, Nikki Munneke, very strong player. Katie Ballou practically hanging on her hip there, but able to tie the ball up, cause a jump ball situation. Seeing McFadden now with 15 points. She scored 18 this past Sunday. She's the second leading scorer on the Blazers. The number 1 leading scorer on the floor for them today is Carmen Guzman not playing.
Yeah, it definitely has to be a factor for UAB with Guzman not in this contest. We asked why she wasn't in the contest and was not given specific reasons. Usually when that happens, you respect the coach for the decision that they are making, whether it's injury related or disciplinary.
And this is the time of year where it could be either. Going into the conference tournament, if there's any sort of an injury, you only have one game this weekend, and if you sit Carmen Guzman out and she is injured, that gives her 2 solid weeks before the conference tournament starts to try and heal up. So that may be a factor.
Chichi Opalake, see her numbers from the charity stripe this year, knocks them down. She hails out of Tampa Bay Tech.
Celebrated her 19th birthday last week.
Wow, it's hard to think they're that young. I'll tell you what, here's some moans and groans. It looked like Lakeitha Murray almost walked with the basketball. Instead, she gets hacked. She hit the turnaround little baseline jumper. Or a double dribble is what some of the fans were probably wanting. So Murray to the line, has had an outstanding ball game. She's been one of the leaders for the Blazers in this contest. Opalake with the big rebound. Gilmore has it. You can pretty much bet that Gilmore and Tanksley probably will not leave until maybe with a minute left, or they'll play the entire game since they are the remaining seniors. How about Opalake and one?
Chichi Opalake has improved so much since those first few games. When she first went in, obviously as a freshman, slightly tentative when she comes into the game, but she's showing her stripes now. She's worked hard and getting the spoils.
And we'll find out if she has the and one capabilities right after this.
Right now, Dodge Truck Days is the biggest and the best thing going on. Grab the Dakota with the only available V8 in its class and best-in-class torque. Or Ram Thunder Road with 345 horses of Hemi power and 20-inch wheels. Now get 0% financing plus package discounts plus February bonus cash for total savings up to $9,000. So hurry into Truck Days and grab life in the Southeast big time.
Coach, put me in, I'm ready.
Taylor, if you dedicate yourself and strive to be the best, you'll make my team before you know it. That's what my friends Mike Charles and Ernie Guernsey have done at CGM Services for the last 25 years. I trust CGM Services to keep the McCullum family comfortable. For exceptional air conditioning service, call CGM Services. Now that is a slam dunk.
Welcome back, Jessica Dixon. What a night she has had. She has scored 34 of those 59 points from USF, and her 30th point is tonight's sonic drive into the basket. The 30th point in this game by Jessica Dixon. And that's tonight's drive into the basket presented by Sonic, America's drive-in. Amanda.
Jessica Dixon single-handedly outscoring the Blazers for most of this game. Right now, the Blazers with 35 points. Jessica Dixon probably done for the night. While it would be nice to get a career high here, definitely not necessary. And you need a healthy Jessica Dixon going into the Conference USA tournament.
You don't want her to use up all those points and good-looking shots right now in a game that is well in hand. Chichio Palake on the line. Looking for point number 7. She's got it. Coach Fernandez now all academic, probably wondering when he's going to be able to hit a tee time, but with the bad weather, probably not going to happen the rest of this weekend.
Thunderstorms called for all day tomorrow.
Probably looking at some tape. Get ready for the big trip up north.
McFadden hits another big shot. 18 points now on the afternoon for her, leading the way for the Blazers.
She is taking the majority of the shots. That was her 18th field goal attempt. And the Blazers haven't shot particularly well for the game, 30% after that last break. But it's all due to the defense by USF, their ability to create turnovers. And at the beginning of the game, as Gilmore makes that shot, beginning of both halves, really, as the Bulls defense was able to pitch a couple of shutouts.
And on that possession, the Bulls very patient, work the shot clock down, and Anidra Gilmore ends up taking it to the hoop herself.
And a couple more shots there by McFadden. She'll get another look. Fighting for that rebound, but hey, when you can get them that close, you got to take it.
And Murray fell down trying to take a shot there, ended up in the middle of the lane, and she comes up kind of grimacing and limping a little bit down the court.
It's 20 points for McFadden. Gilmore, the Moneke, little shot put, but hey, it looks pretty in the scorebook.
And Nikki Moneke on the board this afternoon, and she's a very soft-spoken girl, doesn't say a whole lot. There's a lot of other players on the team that talk a lot more than she does, but the players really love her, and when she scores, you saw one of the players stood up and gave her a standing ovation when that shot went in.
8 players have scored. The one's not to score is Rachel Sheets and Cambridge.
Cambridge didn't have her best shooting night here, 0 for 5, but when you got Jessica Dixon scoring 34, you can afford to have a night like that.
Yeah, Jessica's going to have to share some of the wealth. And that goes out of play on McFadden in the corner. So Coach Fernandez and his assistant coach Elson over there will have the basketball. Approaching the 2-minute mark. No need to rush things now.
21 turnovers, just about average for UAB.
And Tanksley, the senior, wanting to drain a couple of buckets before she hangs up the sneakers here at the Sun Dome. They try to go inside more, knocked away by Opalake, and oh, a couple of Bulls run into each other. They were able to slow down. Unlike earlier, that collision we saw between the Blazers and the Bulls, between Sheets. And that's probably the reason she hasn't come back in the game.
That's right. There, Nikki Moneke did a good job to get a hand initially on the pass. Her and Chichi Opalake battling for the loose ball.
Whistle inside the paint.